Get everything set here. Good morning, Carol. Hello, and a good Minnesota morning. Let me get this other part muted. Minnesota morning. Let me get this. Now, look at there. Carol brought me coffee. Oh, thank you, Carol. My cup. I've got to pour my cup. Mine was still brewing. I haven't made it yet, and I'm fixing to. See? My cup's all empty. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Susan Munger. I got to get mine. But I do use some of this in my coffee every morning. Collagen and peptides. You put a scoop. Good morning, Linda Brookshire. Happy Friday. Good morning, Marilyn. This stuff's supposed to be good for you. We'll see. We've been using it a while. All right, now I've got to pour my coffee. Hadn't even had my first cup yet. Now, I've got to post a link. Some of y'all might want to come up and talk to me. I hadn't done that yet. It's going to be too hot to drink. I have to let it cool. Y'all got you something to start with this morning? Do you hear that rooster? I hear the rooster this morning too. All right, let me see. Here we go. Copy and paste. Who's gonna talk this morning? All righty. And go pin it over here on the other side to the top. And there it's pinned. Hey, Ann, how are you this morning? Yes, Susan Munger's, Willie Nelson the rooster's out there crowing on the porch. It's still dark here. It's 12 minutes after 5. So he's up. Willie Nelson the rooster's up, singing on the porch. I think my coffee's too hot. Oh, you just came back from the doctor's? Did you get a good report? Are you okay, Ann? You wanna share with us? We'll listen. And y'all, Ann just come back from the doctor. Oh, great news. She says it's great news. Heart is strong and my veins surprised him. Says it's very open and healthy. Well, that's good news. I'm glad that you got a great report. I like my Sunday drive quilt. I do. I'd like 3 more blocks and I'll have 20 of them made. But I don't, unless I work on it right now, I'm not going to have time after a while to work on it. Supposedly, I'm still waiting on that gray thread so I can finish quilting one of them up at the other place. And I've got some ladies coming today that's going to bring me some to quilt. So I won't be down here. Terry says he's fixing to pick tomatoes again today, and he's going to work on the grandson's chicken house today. That is great news. It truly is. That quilt, I don't know what I'm going to do with that quilt. Anybody want that quilt? If I ever finish it, anybody want that quilt? It's not made, it's just made because I wanted to make it. I was enjoying making it. It would be, wouldn't it? Make a block swap. But I can't organize block swaps. I'm just not an organizer. And then I would have danced, but I don't want the rain to come back. Do a happy dance with the report. And Carol said good morning to Susan Munger. For y'all that didn't know, Carol come up on the panel yesterday where we were sewing. She was fun up there. Maybe you can give it when you reach a certain number of subscribers. Well, I could do that on the Quilted Chicken Farm channel. It's growing kind of slow, but it has over 1,000. Along with you, yeah. But you know what? I've got a pile of quilts, and I really need to get rid of some of them. But I'll hang on to them for a while, and then I'll put a price on them, and then nobody will buy them. So the pile just kind of grows. Need to give some more away to some of the family. Yeah. Yeah, what was the name of that vintage thing you showed us yesterday that everybody thought it was a heat press? What was that? What did you call that? You'll have to type it in the chat so we can see the name. It was a 1948 iron rod mangle. And it pressed fabrics though? Is that what it was running the fabrics through there, pressing them? I've never seen one or heard of one before. If somebody else was up here on the panel, they'd be Googling it, wouldn't they? Do I need to Google that? Do I need to Google it? I think I need to charge my phone. I'm not good with this thing. I think that's the one I want to go to Google. It's an iron that runs your fabrics through like a wringer washer. ONRITE. There it is. What popped up on mine? What popped up on mine was one for sale on eBay. Did find one. Vintage ironer rotary iron with mahogany cabinet. I'm gonna go. I need to buy it. They were different prices, Susan. Now I made it go away. Didn't mean to. Well, there's 400. One of them's $80, one of them's $400, $500, 240, 105, 150, 110. What's that one? Susan, you go to a lot of places to shop things. You'll have to look for one. Oh, you took your cabinet off. Carol took her cabinet off of hers. Yeah, Susan will watch out for them. She finds lots of good deals and bargains shopping. Well, I'm just kind of quiet this morning. Somebody's going to have to talk. Susan, Carol doesn't have a featherweight yet. We're going to have to find her featherweight. Oh, see, maybe she could find a good featherweight for Rowena and Rowena. Rowena's wanting a featherweight. And Marilyn says, that's as old as I am. Does that mean I'm vintage? We're all vintage, but there's nothing wrong with vintage. We like vintage. I like vintage, don't you? And Ann said hi to Marilyn. And that's where I find all my featherweights is in the yard sale type stuff. We are, but that's a good thing. We were taken care of, so we're good vintage. We're not wore out. We're just old. My mom sold Sandra a featherweight machine. And that featherweight went all the way from Florida to Washington State. And feels vintage old at 60. Have to do what Carol told us yesterday. Carol told us we need to tell people we're like 75, and then they'll say, oh, you look good for 75 or 80. Isn't that what you told us, Carol? Kind of up estimate our age, and then we'll look good. Yes, you'll have to see. I have to keep my eye out for the featherweight for Rowena. Yes, I think we came up at the best time for all this technology, and we played and had fun. Yes, we did. We did. We played outside all the time when we were kids. We lived in the country and on a farm, and there was just things to do outside. Fun things to do. In the summertime, when I was a kid, we played in the dirt. Well, I called it a dirt house, but you know how little kids would play in the sandboxes and stuff? Well, we didn't have a sandbox, but there was this one pine tree out there that the grass didn't grow much under, and we'd take things and grade roads and build little fences and stuff in that dirt. I know we must have come in the house really dirty, but that was one of our favorite things to play. Because I grew up, there was 5 of us kids, so there was always somebody to play outside with. I think we fussed with each other as kids, but I think we got along better as kids than we do as adults. You know, tell people you're 5 years older, and then people say, you look so good for your age. Yeah, I was too. We was growing up, but we wasn't acting like these kids now. Not with the boyfriends and the makeup and all this stuff. We were still a little girl. A lot of times the state sales will say sewing machines or sewing notions, and sometimes they'll have one. If it's a reasonable price, you buy it. I would too. I can't restore anything, but all the ones I see, and every once in a while one will come along here for sale, but they'll want $400, $450 for them. Yes, I was too. I had Barbie dolls. And I wasn't good at making Barbie doll clothes, but I like to make clothes for them Barbie dolls. We drove 2.5 hours each way for my best friend Doreen to get a featherweight sewing machine in pristine condition for $350. That you got a bargain, but that's a long drive. Oh, there's Maddie Mae. Good morning, Maddie Mae. Are you just getting off work, Maddie Mae? Time to wind down before you get some sleep. Yes, and Ann played with the Barbie dolls. Did y'all play with Barbie dolls until you were pretty good size? I did. Oh, there's Laura. Hey, Laura. Good morning. At work with my cup of coffee. I finally got mine. It was empty there for a little while, but I'm drinking it now. You did make Barbie doll clothes too, and for your sister too. And Susan made Barbie doll clothes. And they wasn't fancy, but you know what? My family couldn't afford to buy those clothes that they sold in town. So if my Barbie doll wanted clothes, I had to improvise and make her something. And sometimes it may just be a straight skirt that you put a string around it to hold it up on her, but it worked. Good morning, Virginia. How are you today? You doing good this morning? Oh. There's Maddie Mae. She's winding down. She got off at 3. I won't talk too loud, Maddie Mae, so you can wind down. Boyfriends wasn't in my mind at that age. No, they weren't. Okay, the seller was in need of quick cash, so they sold you the sewing machine. Good morning, Mary Wilson, Minnesota. She said good morning to the early birds. Kathy Jackson, I'm missing some of the comments. Yes, the clothes from the store were cheaply made. They were, but the ones I made was cheaply made too. Lord, I was a tomboy, never played with Barbie or any other dolls. What channel is the lemon dessert on? Probably Rita's Roast. Yes, we were 5 kids, 2 sisters, and 3 brothers, so money for clothes just weren't available. No. I started making my own clothes when I was pretty young, too. They weren't perfect either, but I enjoyed doing it. But all the other girls in my area, a lot of them sewed their own clothes, and it was kind of funny because we'd all be using not the same pattern. You go get the same pattern and make our clothes, or all of our things looked alike other than different fabrics. Betsy Wetsy doll. We used to have those baby dolls too, that if you'd give them that bottle, that water would just run right through them and get everything all wet, wasn't it? And I think I said good morning to Sister Doob. Good morning, Sister Doob. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I was reading the comments, and then I had to make a comment on the comment about the Barbies and the boyfriends. Hand-me-downs. Yes, I did too. I was the middle. There's the 5 of us kids. I was the middle girl. The boy, my brother was the oldest, and then my sister Carolyn, and then me, and then Teresa and Denise. So I was the middle one. So I got a lot of got a few hand-me-downs. And when people would give us boxes of hand-me-down clothes from the older cousins or something, that was always fun. And Susan had a Miss Beasley doll. Now, I never had a Miss Beasley's doll. Okay. In the summers, I started at age 10. I had been walking in the bean fields and corn detasseling. I wore previously used clothes for my cousins. Yes, I had that doll also. You know, I started making money in the summertime at the peach shed when I was 13. I lied about my age. It's supposed to have been 14, but I lied about them because my older sister was working. So I told them I was 14. So I got to grade peaches on a conveyor belt at a peach shed. But boy, I was proud of that money. And at 13, we were hard workers even back in them days. You was the baby girl. Yeah, baby girl. I had a charming Kathy doll. You put tiny records in her side and pulled a string on her back and she talked. I can remember one of my younger sisters had a doll that you'd pull a string and it would talk, but I can't remember a whole lot of details about it. But we would get dolls for Christmas. We didn't get a lot of Christmas presents, but we'd always get one big present and a few little things. Virginia's preparing for work. Chatty Kathy, not Charm. That's what I thought you might have meant. Let's see. Laura worked in the tobacco fields. Around here, back several years ago, that we were in peach country. And so we were several peach orchards around, and the kids that wanted to work would work in the peaches. And Denise made dolls out of corn husk. Yes, I did sewing, jersey, part together since age 12. See, all of y'all were hard workers. I've seen the bean and corn and tobacco and strawberry, and I did peaches. So it was farm field work, but we were proud to get the little paycheck from it, the money from it, and buy our own school. I bought my own school supplies and school clothes, so Mom and Daddy didn't have to. Picking strawberries. I guess I got lucky in them peaches. I didn't have to go out and pick the peaches. I got to work on them after they come into the shed, and they'd go through a defuzzer and a washer, and then you'd have to pick the bad ones out. So it was under a shed. It wasn't out in the fields. We would draw faces on Mom's clothespins and wrapped handkerchiefs around them for clothes too. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, you decided pretty young you wanted an office job. I hear you, Laura. Let's see, kids that age today would get a fake heart attack if you. I know, my grandsons. They're not as hard working as me and Terry were when we were little. And even the grandson's mama, she worked hard as a kid. But these kids nowadays, they're a little different. They're different. They wouldn't think about working the way we did. No. Let's see, Maddie Mae. I shoveled cow poo in the milking barn when I could hold a shovel. I couldn't wait to get into the fields. You didn't like shoveling the cow poo? And Denise, we picked navy beans barefoot in the field full of sandburs. Sandburs are awful. They're terrible. They hurt. And you picked those, Denise, you'd pick those navy beans by hand? Is that what you had? I thought maybe there were fancy bean pickers in some of the fields, but that's right. Maddie Mae had to do that on Grandpa's farm, shovel out the cow poo. I don't shovel much cow poo. If the milk cow poops someplace she's not supposed to poop, I'll shovel that. But the cow's running out on the pastures, I don't have to shovel that cow poo. Oh, in your dreams. All right. I don't like picking beans. They just make me itch so bad. but I do help pick them sometimes. But to me, they're itchy is some other things. Hard work didn't hurt us. It taught us good ethics. Yes, it did. Yep. And we wanted it easier for our kids, but I don't think we helped them too much. But I've got good kids. Yeah, it did. Teach us good work ethics. I thought somebody would be up here on the panel to chat, but now just me up here rattling on. We were sent to an old field with a feed sack to pull weeds. You ever have to pick up rocks out in the field? We had to do that a few times as kids, pick up rocks in the field. Laura, we also had a farm pick crowder peas, purple hull peas, and butter beans and butter peas, peppers, tomatoes, and corn. Yeah. Oh, but all that, you know what? Some crowder peas and purple hull peas, tomatoes, corn, that all sounds good, don't it? Good, healthy food. Peas ain't too bad to pick if it's them kind that's kind of top pick and they're pointing up. Now them beans, sometimes those beans are all down in the vine, in that bush, and they're harder to pick. But those peas, sometimes they're just sticking up there and you can just grab them off the top. Marilyn picked up rocks every year. Yeah, sometimes you think a farm grows rocks, don't you? Laura misses the fresh vegetables. So I take it you like your purple hull peas and crowder peas and butter beans. Beans, they are. To me, they're scratchy, Susan. Beans are scratchy. See what Maddie Mae says. I work in a manufacturing plant and we have 21 plus year olds that don't even know how to sweep the floor. I don't know if I should be mad at them or the parents. Yeah, I know. And I've worked in a manufacturing plant before too. I worked at a shoe factory where they made children's shoes, but that place shut down. It's not even there anymore. So I did that for a few years probably before the kids were born. I feel so much I missed out. Nobody I knew had a farm. Why would there be rocks? Well, they're just rocks. Maybe there's not as many rocks in Minnesota, but down here in the South, there's rocks out in the garden and there's rocks in the pasture. You pick up the rocks to get them out of the garden. You pick them up to get them out of the pasture. Maddie Mae picked up rocks. No. And I think sometimes it was just to give the kids something to do because they were being ornery and they had to go do something. If you don't behave, I'm going to send you out to pick up rocks. Laura, I love them and no one could cook them like your mama. About all you do is boil them, put some bacon grease and some salt in them, though. Let's see, Carol, when they plow the ground, small rocks come out. Yep. Then they come up. As you plow it, more rocks come up. Well, they're rocks. Let's see. And Denise shocked field corn, removed the corn and shelled it. Your hands would be red by the end of the day. Y'all have all been hard workers. Yeah. Let's see. Good morning, the Farmhouse Quiltery. So I didn't do a live yesterday. You didn't miss anything. I didn't do one. I don't think I did. My husband was out moving hay off the field, so he was gone for a while. So I did a 3.5 hours sew along live where we just chatted and sewed. Got a lot done, we did. Does anyone, Susan Munger says, does anyone remember the pet rock craze? I wanted one really bad, and my brother drew eyes on a rock. It's funny. I do remember them pet rock things. I don't think I ever had one. If I had one, it'd be like yours, Susan, with eyes drew on it. Oh, Laura. Oh, wait, I forgot my favorite. Okra. Oh, gotta have okra. If you're from the South, you love your okra, don't you? Let's see. Carol, I can kill silk flower arrangements, so if I farmed, I'd probably grow rocks, Carol. Maddie Mae said, hello to Farmhouse Quiltery. Ann's laughing at Susan. Good morning, Liz Thibodeau. How's you this morning? She said hi to all of us. Marilyn, if you had rocks in the field, they could damage the farm equipment. Yeah. Let me see. Let me read. Y'all are making me laugh this morning. LOL. Carol, I also kill fake flowers. The only thing I can grow is weeds. Oh. Ann says, hello, Liz. Yes, and mood rings. But yeah, that was a sweet brother to draw the eyes on the rock. Denise is from the north. She can't stand the okra. I don't know. Fried okra is not slimy. And I don't put too much in the skillet so it gets crunchy brown and not slimy when I fry it. Oh, and Ann had a mood ring. Oh, your first boyfriend. Oh, how romantic. That's sweet. Oh, I don't think I ever had a mood ring. Don't think I did. But I heard of them. Hey, there, Dave. Dave's Poems and Songs. Hello, Dave's Poems and Songs. Oh, he lasted a week or two. Well, yeah, he gave you a mood ring. Should have hung on to him longer. Yeah, hello, Dave. And Kathy Jackson. Oh, you still have your mood ring. I've been away from home now for 40 some years. I don't have a lot of stuff like that. And I probably left some things at home that I wish now I hung on to them. When I smother okra, I dice tomatoes to cut the slime. Yeah, I've made kind of an okra gumbo type stuff with tomatoes and onions and bacon. Yeah, I thought I needed to pay it back. Remember those rings and colored? Yeah, rabbit's feet are supposed to be keychains with the rabbit's feet. They're supposed to be good luck things. Maddie Mae had a mood ring, but the only thing that ever changed colors was my finger. It turned green. Hey, Dave, I'm doing good. I got my cup of coffee finally. I'm doing fine. How are you? Mood ring outlasted the boyfriend. Yeah. Oh, there's Rowena. Good morning, Rowena. How are you today? We're just up here chatting about a little bit of everything, reminiscing this morning. Us older folks love to reminisce, don't we? Kathy Jackson don't like okra. We've talked about everything this morning so far. There isn't enough ketchup to. Well, I don't put ketchup on my okra. Oh, Carol. Carol will take the okra over the lutefisk. Oh, good morning, Cheryl. You got that quilt done yet, Cheryl? Hey, you need to try to come up this morning and show us that quilt. You couldn't make it yesterday, but maybe you could try again this morning. Let me see. Last night, I finished a piece of my first quilt ever. So happy, but still have difficulty making a pretty border. Wish you all a wonderful day. Have to see you later. I'll try to be on. Yeah, that rooster, it's time to rise and shine. Hang around with us for a few minutes, Virginia. You don't have to go yet. I can't wait till winter and try making Miss Rita's hand pies. Hey, you can make them in the summertime. You don't have to turn the oven on to make them. I make pretty good fried pies. That kind of makes me think I ought to make some for Terry. It's going to be hot, and I wouldn't have to run the oven. I like fried okra, and especially liver and onions. Yes, congratulations to Virginia on her first quilt. You'll have to come up here and show us someday, Virginia, if you want to. I'd love to see it in person. Yes, it's too hot to cook. It is too hot to cook much. Yeah, and y'all know Ann. Let me see. Where did you say? Was you Turkey, Ann? I know it's way far away where you were from. I remember that, but I've forgotten the exact country. I bet it is beautiful, and I bet you're really proud of it, and we're proud for you. Yeah, Turkey. Yeah. Yeah, Ann's in Turkey, for y'all that's wondering. I knew it was way far away. I did too. I enjoyed that so long. 3.5 hours just went, didn't it? Just flew by. And we will do it again. It was 60% humidity in my house this morning. Up there, that rooster's crowing. Supposed to be in the 90s Sunday. That's too hot for us northerners. We grew up eating leftover food until they were gone. We didn't eat out fast food, but it cost a fortune for 8 kids. We didn't eat much fast food growing up either. And me and Terry still don't eat much of it. There'll be every once in a while we'll go get a pizza or go get a hamburger from town, but not too often. What? Yeah, what's Ann doing in Turkey? We've been kind of curious about that too. Us too, Susan, weren't rich enough to eat out. Farmhouse quiltery. See, most of y'all grew up like I did. We were never hungry, and we always had food and always had clothes, but it wasn't the name brands, and it wasn't expensive stuff. But we was never hungry and always took care of and fed. Eating out was considered a treat. Did I miss? Let me see. Where did I miss? You fell in love. Oh, there you go. I missed that comment. Fell in love with the lovely Turk 27 years ago. Isn't that romantic? Yesterday, somebody was asking how we met our husbands and spouses. Now, that's a romantic one. So you moved there 25 years ago. I'm going to have to put some more coffee in my cup, and I think I'm going to have to get my plugger upper for my laptop here. There goes that roaster. I'm going to grab it. It's just across the room. I'll be right back. Because if the battery goes down, I'll have to get off. I got it. Gotta have juice to run the computer. I'm gonna pour a little bit more in my coffee cup. Just a little. I didn't finish the first cup. Does this make 2 cups of coffee for me? Yeah, that's us, Rowena. Didn't eat out because there was too many. We lived on garden food. What? Well, yeah, what time is it for Ann? In Turkey. The cutest thing alive. Oh, let me see. 1:49 p.m. Yeah, where did y'all meet, Ann? We're gonna get Ann's romantic history here. I know I've been married to my husband for it'll be 44 years in September, and I still love him a whole lot. Even though I did get mad at him in a dream. Oh, online in a chat room. And that was about the time the chat rooms and stuff started, though, wasn't it? That many years ago. Don't seem like I can remember when we didn't have all this chat stuff. 1997. Are you from the state? No. Oh, Anne's from South Africa, but then met her spouse and moved to Turkey. Oh, Cheryl's going to get her coffee making. I'm on my second cup, Cheryl. Cheryl needs some coffee. Oh, easy to forgive him if it was in a dream. I know. You know what? I told him about that dream. He wasn't too happy that I even dreamed it. He said, well, what are you even thinking? So, oh, Cheryl, there's you some more coffee. Donuts from Carol. Carol serves us coffee and donuts. You see, Susan, my coffee cup, Frances sent me that coffee cup. I think she sent me and Mona both the coffee cup, just like this. Oh, plus a blueberry muffin too. Oh, you're having a blueberry muffin too. Oh, and Ann loves her coffee. Oh, May. Starting to get, it's daylight enough you could walk outside now without tripping over something. Oh, Dave, have you had your coffee? You're still not awake yet? You need more coffee. And Dave, I'm curious about the name of your channel there. Do you write poems and songs? Is that what's on your channel? I'm just kind of curious because since it's Dave's poems and songs, I can't recall right now. I probably visited your channel, but I can't recall what I saw on it. There's a lot of channels out there, and it says it's very, very hot there. It's hot here too. Is turkey coffee stronger? Oh, there's the blueberry muffin. There's blueberry muffin. So y'all, Dave says he's got poems and songs on his channel. It rained yesterday, so the sun is pulling water, making it very humid. That's what happens here. Yeah. How hot is it in Africa, Ann? Cheryl's thanking Carol for the blueberry muffin. What's that? Turkish coffee's undrinkable. Have to weaken it down, maybe? Mud coffee, says Denise. Oh, you sing karaoke on your live stream. Okay. Every once in a while I sing. What? I sing without any music. I just sing because I want to sing. South Africa's the hottest summer is 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. And we're Fahrenheit, so sometimes those Celsius degrees are not really telling me how hot or cold it is. The corn and beans are at the stage where they give off so much humidity here. Looks like mud coffee, the turkey coffee. Well, didn't I post that link? And I've got nobody up here with 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's warm, but when we get 100 something here, that's still pretty warm. I'd take 86 over 100 though. You know, farmhouse quiltery, I kind of like my coffee pretty strong. I like to be able to know that it's coffee. My mama, I guess she's stingy with her coffee because when you go by there and she says, maybe I'll make a pot of coffee, I think she just barely puts any coffee in it. And so it's so weak. It's like drinking hot water. Good morning, Carla. How are you this morning? Been a few days since I've heard from you. Now, I'm trying to think where Carla's from, but it's not popping into my head where you're at, Carla. Here in Turkey at 122. That's, oh my goodness. That'd cook everything. Susan says, please click the like button. I'm not going to beg people to click the like button. If they want to, that's good. But I'm not one of them channels that I like to beg people to like and subscribe. I want you to, but I'm not going to just nag and ask you to keep doing it over and over. Either you like me or you don't. Take me as I am. This is all you're going to get. Miss Rita, have been in the hundreds there. It's come awful close. It's come really close. Flavored creamer in my coffee. I drink mine black, but I think I could do flavored creamer if I bought it and used it. Oh, Carol, Swedish coffee. You can almost see the bottom of the cup, but we make 4 to 5 pots a day. Mississippi. So Carla's a southern girl from Mississippi. That's a pretty name, Carla. You know, when my daughter was little and she was born in 1983, she had an imaginary friend she called Carla Ray. And we never did know where she come up with that name, but her imaginary friend was Carla Ray. We just love the way. I'm not changing the thing. I couldn't. I can be myself better than I can be something I'm not. You know that? Don't move away from the air conditioner these days. Maddie May. Well, Maddie May, just in a few more minutes, I'm going to get off here and let you go to bed and get some rest, okay? Because you're going to have your rest. And the rest of us are going to have to get up and get our day started so we get something accomplished. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. She did. I don't know where she come up with Carla Ray, but Carla Ray was her imaginary friend. How do you join on screen? I pinned the StreamYard link up to the top there. Do you see it? StreamYard.com, and then some numbers. If you click on that, it'll take you to another place where you allow your camera and microphone, and then you'll come down below where I can see you, and then I add you up here where I'm at. Oh, I love y'all too. I do. I wouldn't be here chatting with you. That sun might burn me if you dare go outside. Yeah, click. Yeah, Carol figured it out yesterday. And Cheryl's trying to yesterday, but she never quite got it. In 3.5 hours, we had to go. I had to go do something else. I said nobody's come up here this morning with me. I've just been here reading what y'all, the quaint little things that we talked about this morning. You just woke up and you can't come up on screen. Hey, I understand that. That's the reason I don't go live some mornings, because I just wake up and I thought I just can't go brush my hair and get dressed and do that. Maddie May, I got my order today. I loved it. The Susie B charm bag is gorgeous. Those are some sweet fabrics. What's on the agenda today? Well, Rowena, I didn't get that gray thread yesterday, so I've got to wait on that to put that quilt on the long arm. But I've got some ladies that are going to call me or contact me when they head this way after the quilt shop to bring some quilts. And so I've got to meet with them sometime today. So I don't know what time exactly. So I've got some business at the quilt shop I've got to attend to today. My cell phone says to go to my browser to allow Mike, but can't figure it out. Well, go to your, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I said I will go live as soon as I reach 500 subs, almost there. So I'd like to join others first before you go on your own. Well, come up and join us sometimes, Ann. Let's see. Rita, my friend Joe went out with his girlfriend and she Susan wants to know if Ann quilts. No canning today, but it's time to pick the tomatoes again. So canning will be back on the agenda pretty quick. What happened to Linda's sound? I didn't touch a thing, Linda, so I don't know. Oh, I'm dangerous with the needle and thread. That's funny. Okay, Kim, we can only chat on a laptop and not on a cell phone. I didn't know that. Okay, didn't know that. Mom tried her best to teach, but never could get the hang of it. And Rowena says, good morning, Carol. It was really nice meeting Carol yesterday. That's the first time we'd met Carol in person. And she was fun. Carol was a lot of fun. Me and Rowena had fun with her. Oh, and Ashley spent all day there with us, but I don't know if her company ever came. We had a little 31-year-old gal from Kentucky up there, Ashley, and she kept waiting on company, but I don't think they ever come. Linda, I would, but you're on your cell phone. I don't know how to tell you to do it from your cell phone. I use my laptop for most of the stuff I do, and it's almost portable. I carry it every place I go sometimes. Okay, I'll definitely join next time. Waiting for hubby to bring home my microphone he took to work. Well, come on, I'll be back again, but I'm not going to promise I'll be here every morning. I'll try. I get up early, but I'm not ready to get up here every morning when I get up early. What time is it here? It's 4 minutes after 6 here. A little bit after 6. I'm Central Time, Carla. Get a young person to show you. They know everything. Ain't that the truth? Oh, I'm on a big screen TV and chat from cell phone or tablet. Good morning, Jean. J Bad C. Good morning, Jean. How are you this morning? And I'll see you when you come. All right. I'm a fixing to shut this down. Just a couple more minutes because I'm not going to stay on here all morning. I got to get up and get some things going here. And Carla's in Central Time. Y'all are saying good morning to Jean. Let's see, Cheryl, I can chat from my phone, but can't seem to get on site in person. Have to get your daughter to see about it. Get your daughter to help you with it. I don't know what happened, Linda. Another sip of coffee. Laura's chatting from her phone. We've had 30 some of you in here this morning. A bunch of you got up early. Your morning peeps are just as nice as your afternoon and evening friends. People ask how we all know each other, and it's just all through YouTube. Most of us have never met. We've just met on here, and we just feel like friends and neighbors. Don't have a computer and you don't use your phone at all. This phone's for going to town in case you get out and have trouble and have to call Terry to come get me. I have to have a cell phone with me. But I don't use the cell phone much in the house. Some of the time I lay this cell phone down and I'll have to get the home phone to call it to find out where it's at. And it's Susan. Now, are you the farmhouse quiltery?
Is that yes?
Yes. Okay. Well, tell us about you then. All right. Tell us about you.
Okay, hold on a second because I'm getting a feedback.
All right, you'll have to mute the YouTube side or exit.
Okay, hold on.
No, you muted yourself.
I just turned my volume down, right?
Yeah. Can you hear? Do you have it now? Is it good now? You sound fine on this end. Just exit out the YouTube for now, and maybe that'll work. But leave the StreamYard open.
Oh, gotcha. There we go. Can you hear me, Rita?
I can, and it sounds good. No feedback from here.
Oh, perfect. Sorry, I'm a mess this morning.
You're fine. It's early. It's early. We're good to be up. Oh, got your cup. Got your cup.
So you asked to tell about myself. I'm from Southwest Minnesota. I grew up right across the border, so I only live a mile from the Iowa border. And then I live about 10 miles from South Dakota. So I'm right in the corner.
I'm in the corner. Yeah, I'm not trying to figure out which the states because you're right there in the corner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a nurse by profession, and I used to have to carry 3 different nursing licenses depending on where I was working: Minnesota, Iowa, and South Dakota.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Most people ever just have one nursing license in the state you live.
Uh-huh.
But before there was what was called reciprocity, where the states would accept the other states' licenses, you had to have 3 licenses. So thank you, Carol. That's a there we go. Can you see it?
Yeah, I was just noticing that too. That's a fancy block in that quilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am an educator for GE Quilt Designs, and that is a pattern from GE Quilt Designs.
GE Quilt Designs. Oh,
Yep.
Mary. Yeah, Mary Wilson says, yeah, she knew. Yeah. She
Yeah.
knew
Thank
that.
you, Mary. Yes. Yes. So, Mary, actually, I've worked for Gundren as well. I made a lot of her quilts for her. I did that remotely from home. And then when the certification, the education component came up, then I said, I want to do that.
Okay.
So, slowly but surely, I'm going to be trying to do it virtually online.
Uh-huh.
And my the technical side of things is mind boggling. Yes, Rita, it takes a lot of thought to get everything
Oh,
electronically together, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. And so my website is being built, so to speak, and hoping that August 1, everything goes live, and then people will be able to sign up for their classes and so forth through my website. So,
Oh,
hey, there's quite a few different folks that are working on GE Designs quilts.
yeah.
So,
And here I've never even heard of it, so I'm gonna have to go check it out.
oh, so do you gals have I can't see the chat now. Oh, wait, maybe I can if I go to comments. There we go. There
Okay.
we go. Um, do you all have the stripology rulers?
I do, I do, because I've got that big one, and I put it out here every once in a while and cut some with it. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
and
So,
it works good if I could just get the if I'm cutting to the math in my head. You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah, yeah. Those rulers are just they're life changing. I think
Hmm.
you're way more accurate when you're cutting up strips and blocks, and there's
Hmm.
no room for error because it's you will always cut it
Yeah. But,
accurately.
but I know what I'm gonna get me some of them. Laura sent me some one time, but I'm gonna get me some of them little things you stick on there, and I'm gonna do the math before I start cutting, and put a little sticker where I want to cut at is
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
think I'm gonna do for myself.
So the GE stickers, they're the bomb. I use those
Yeah.
for all kinds. Actually, I use it for marking things in my Bible. And I use them like if I need my husband to remember something and I write him a note.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Put a sticker on the main points. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they work well. So yeah, so it looks like there's handful of folks that have done the GE patterns
Yeah,
and
it
so forth.
sounds like it. Yeah, there's at
Yeah.
least 3 or 4 of them mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, GE Designs is from she's right outside of Minneapolis. Her business is right outside of Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a hop, skip, and a jump for me to jump in the car and drive up there.
Uh huh.
So
Now, are you still a nurse, or do you just doing this now? Are you still a nurse?
I'm still a nurse, and I'm probably going to pick up some shifts here and there.
Oh,
Um, and until I get busy enough teaching, and that's what I really want to do full time. Being a nurse for 30 years has done its number on my knees. And
okay. Yeah.
so,
Laura loves the annual GE virtual retreat.
oh, for sure. Laura, that's where I met my closest friend, Joni, at the GE retreat. And we did not know each other prior to that. And here come to find out that we only lived a little ways away from each other.
Huh.
Oh, don't worry, Anne. You know what? We all have our talents, and
It's true. Yeah.
and
You're
different things.
you're fine, Ann. That's a mother-in-law for you. And Marianne Rudder. I'm not usually chatting, but I have 2 stripology rulers and have done several GE quilt patterns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really easy. They're really easy, Rita.
Mm,
Um, they're maybe a little more modern looking,
uh,
but Gudrun is now venturing into taking regular patterns and using her rulers to cut them out
yeah.
and
Okay.
and stripologize other designers' patterns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I do too, Laura. The quilting community and and the ones that just love our quilting community, even if they don't quilt, it all works together. So,
For sure. Hmm.
difference between in-laws and outlaws is outlaws are wanted. LOL. There you go, Ann. So, fix TV, computers, and even cars. And no, I'm not butch at all. Just more technically minded. Laura's pre-ordered the new books.
Oh, for sure. So I pattern tested for the new book. So my quilt will be in her new book.
Oh, all right.
I'll have to show that to you some morning. Now that
Okay.
I've figured out how to get on the top of the screen.
But like you said, I'm not promising these mornings every morning. You know how mornings are. So,
I was so bummed yesterday. I was actually sewing and I had kind of been checking if you had gone live, and then it wasn't till after you were all done that I
uh-huh.
saw that you had been on for 3 hours.
Yes, 3.5 hours, and that time just flew by. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it was fun. You could have come up and sewed with us. It was
Oh,
fun.
for sure, for sure. I'm working on a my long arm is upstairs. We live in 100-year-old house, and so the rooms are small.
Uh-huh.
And there's only one room I could put my long arm in because it's 14 feet long, and my long arm is 12 feet long. And so, anyway, I'm working on a king size quilt. It just is taken forever. I think, can't we be done with this already?
Yeah. Oh. You fancy quilting on it? Do you use a pantograph or do you do the fancy quilting on the quilts?
Well, I can't do freehand. That's just not
I,
in my
I
genes.
can't do that. Uh-huh.
I have the robotics, or I have the computer with mine.
Oh, you got the computer on yours. I don't have the computer on mine.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a strong learning curve though. At least it was for me to learn my long arm.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the easiest thing, but now once you do it enough, it gets easier. Just like sewing, for those of you in quilting that are on here that don't quilt, you just have to start because
Mm-hmm.
nobody's perfect. And the more you do it, my accuracy, when I started sewing for Gundren, my accuracy improved tremendously
Mm-hmm.
just because I was cranking out quilts and quilts and quilts.
And you learn from
For
your
sure.
mistakes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, Mr. Terry did just wake up.
Hmm. Oh, he did.
Y'all know what that means. I have to go take care of him. I do take care of my husband. He needs to come kind of first. He's toward the top of the list. Oh, Laura wants to know what brand of long arm did you have?
So I have a handy quilter, Amara. And part of the reason why I got the handy quilter was simply because the place where I buy my machines from and so forth, they sold handy quilter. I think, I mean, I would buy it again. I like my handy quilter, but I really didn't look around and I really didn't know many people who had long arms, so I had no point of reference. A gamble was out of my price range.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was,
Yeah.
that wasn't going to work.
And I wasn't going to quilt enough to need a really expensive one either myself. Yeah.
So I think the Innovis brand is a really nice brand as well. If anybody is ever looking around, um, uh, I know a couple people now that have those. They're probably about the same price as a handy quilter. So I've only ever heard of one person that literally wore their handy quilter out.
Okay.
So, oh, an APQS. So those are built in Iowa, down in Carroll, Iowa, which is not very far from me. Mm-hmm.
Well, Susan, I know you just got up here, but I'm going to have to go.
Oh, that's fine. I've got stuff to do.
But we'll meet again, though, and all of y'all in
Okay.
chat. We'll be back. These chats just come and go, but we'll do it again. I promise. I just don't know. Not going to promise a time or certain time or place because life's crazy. You know that.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Anne's got to go feed the animals. Let's see what's. I would have loved to have forgotten family, but gotten a.
Oh, but the Qniques, those are nice machines too, though. I have a friend actually who could have bought anything she wanted. She could have bought a Gamel if she wanted. Her husband would have bought her anything, but she bought a Qnique. They're by Grace, I think, right?
I'm not sure. Mine says King Quilter on it. So who makes the King Quilter? Is that because that's what mine is, and it's one of the cheaper ones. But I love it. But I'm not gonna just quilt bunches and bunches on it either. But
I think maybe that's made by the Grace Company too. Yes, by Grace. Susan Munger said. Yep. There's more people just joining in, Rita. Nobody wants you to take care of Terry.
Yeah, Joanne. Hey, good morning, Joanna. But I've been here an hour and 12 minutes. That's a long time.
Rita, you should open the chat up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we'd have a couple hours.
Sometimes I think I just need to open it up and let y'all chat, and I'll go do what I need to do. So, because it's everybody chatting together that makes it fun. I'm just giving a platform for everybody to talk is what I think I'm doing. So.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
So you're going to be busy in the quilt shop today?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm waiting on some thread. I don't have a whole lot of supplies, and I ordered that gray thread, but it's not. I thought it would come yesterday, and it didn't come. And then I've got a lady that's bringing some quilts that she wants me to quilt, but I don't know when they're coming. I've just got to be on call for when they get here, when they tell me they're coming. So, that's my day. So.
Yep.
But
I'm going to a little town in South Dakota. It's called in Alcester, South Dakota. If any of you gals are somewhat local to the Soul Storm Quilt Shop. And anyway, I'm super excited about that. Nice little quilt shop. They got nice fabrics and so forth. I need some backing fabric to match fabric that I have. And so anyway, I did check your website first though, Rita, just saying.
Hey, I don't have much. I know I don't have much, but the inventory is growing little by little, bit by bit. I'm just not going to invest a whole lot in it all at one time. So.
For sure. Yeah.
And I love that stuff I've got up there. Everything I bought is something that I think's pretty. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I do gotta go. I've sure enjoyed it, but we'll see all y'all again later. All right,
maybe later today. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Y'all, and like I said, y'all come back now. You hear? So I'm a hill.